Hey everybody, welcome to Crack Pack Tuesday number 183 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and we've got ourselves another pack of Ravnica Allegiance here. Still a really enjoyable set to draft. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you are too. This week, of course, is a sponsored Crack a Pack. Every patron over at patreon.com/manaleak at the $5 level or above gets a chance to get all the cards out of this pack. And this week, it is Tom P. So Tom P will have to let me know if he wants all the cards, none of the cards, some of the cards, I don't know, half the cards ripped in half. Who knows? Up to them. Up to them. Up first, we've got ourselves Thought Collapse. Thought Collapse is 1 blue for an instant counter-target spell. Its controller mills the top three cards of their library. It's okay. It's okay. Counter spells aren't amazing, but they're fine enough. And, you know, the mill plan isn't really there. It's kind of like a tertiary win condition. I've done it. I wouldn't exactly recommend it, but some decks it can be okay. But this is not a first pick. We're not even going to talk any more about that. Up next is Rubble Belt Runner. Rubble Belt Runner is 1 red-green for a 3/3 creature via Sheena Warrior, and it can't be blocked by tokens. That never really comes up. This is just a 3/3 for 3, which is fine. I don't hate it. I'd play it if I needed a creature. It's very 22nd, 23rd cardish though, so certainly not a first pick. Up next is 10th District Guardian Veteran. 10th District Veteran is 2 and a white for a 2/3 creature human soldier. She has vigilance, and when she attacks, she gives another creature vigilance, basically. She's fine. She's very filler, just like the Rubble Belt Runner. She's 22nd, 23rd card. Never, ever, ever a first pick. Territorial Boar is up next. 1 and a green for a creature, Boar. At common, it's a 2/2, and whenever a creature with power 4 or greater ETBs, the Boar here gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and vigilance as well. It's fine, and again, this is the theme of the pack. It's a 22nd, 23rd card, never a first pick, but you don't hate yourself for playing it. Up next is Plague White. Plague White is 1 and a black for a creature zombie. At common, it's a 2/1. Whenever it is blocked, specifically, each creature blocking it gets -1/-1. This thing is fine. It's a 22nd card or 23rd card, but you will not first pick it. This is the theme of the pack, it seems. Currently, our first pick is probably the Plague White, I guess, but let's hope this pack gets a little bit better. It doesn't with Rubble Reading. Rubble Reading is 3 and a red for a sorcery at common. Destroy target land, scry 2. This card's bad. This is not a 22nd, 23rd card. This is like a 29th card. You don't ever really want to be playing this card. Land destruction just doesn't do anything. Your opponent's behind a land, but you're behind a turn. You're behind a card in your deck. It does nothing. Don't play land destruction. We are a far cry from the Stone Rain days, so absolutely not to Rubble Reading. Hey, we've got ourselves what is by far the first pick so far in this pack with Blade Juggler. Blade Juggler is 4 and a black for a creature human rogue. It's a 3/2. When it ETPs, it deals a damage to you, and you get to draw a card, but the most important part, of course, is you can spectacle it for 2 and a black. Now, a lot of people have often said, well, we've talked a lot about needing spectacle enablers, and a lot of people value cards that enable spectacle, and I don't, because my opinion is that almost every card that has spectacle is totally fine not being spectacled out. It's either a bad card like Rafter Demon or the Acrobat, the Spike Wheel Acrobat, not the Hacrobat, or the discount isn't that great. Blade Juggler, you don't want to cast this for 5 mana. You want to cast it for 3, and when you cast it for 3, it's just fantastic. This card's great. Easy first pick so far. We'll see if the pack gets better. I don't hate first picking a Blade Juggler. I think it's totally okay to do so. Up next is Watchful Giant. Watchful Giant is 5 and a white for a creature giant soldier. It's a 3/6. When it ETBs, it creates a 1/1. Big whoop. This card's so expensive and just doesn't do enough. The Orzhov deck doesn't want it. The Azorius deck doesn't want it. Nobody wants it. Very, very bad card. It can go in the pile with the Rubble Reading. Not a first pick, not a last pick. Up next is Final Payment. Final Payment is white-black for an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you must sacrifice a creature or lose 5 life. Destroy target creature. Very, very good removal. This card has had kind of a journey in this set. People went from saying, well, 5 life for a creature, that's awful, this card sucks, to everybody saying, oh, actually, this is unconditional removal for not that big of a cost at instant speed. It's actually really good. The trick, of course, is that you don't want 7 of these. You don't even want 5 of these. You may not even want 2 of these. But the first one, The first one is real good. I wouldn't hate first picking a final payment either. And that is 9 commons, meaning we do have a foil here. Galloping Lizrog is our first uncommon, 3 green blue for a creature frog lizard. It's a 3/3 with trample. When it ETBs, you can take counters off of other creatures, put them on the Lizrog, and double them. If you are heavy into Simic, or even splashing this with a heavy Riot suite in your deck, this Lizrog can be fantastic. A 5 mana 3/3 trample, if you have no other counters, is not great. It's also not the end of the world. It's just like a step away from the end of the world. But if you get even one counter on this, a 5/5 trample for 5 is golden. Galloping Lizrog, great card. I would definitely consider first picking it, and I think we still have an interesting discussion so far. Up next is Sky Tether. Sky Tether is a single white mana for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets defender and loses flying. Another solid card. It's basically hard removal in white because you are going to have flyers, so it doesn't matter that there's going to be a blocker on the ground. Very solid card, and again, another very possible first pick here. Up next is Spire Mangler. Spire Mangler is 2 and a black for a creature insect. It's a 2/1 with flying, flash, and when it ETBs a flying creature gets +2/+0, which means this can be a 4/1 flash flyer for 3, which means this kind of says, this is Gideon's Reproach, basically. This says deal 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Sorry, not blocking, just attacking creature. This is a good card. I'm actually really happy with this card. A lot of people I know are more down on it. They say, oh, it's a 2/1 flyer. It dies to everything. It trades with a lot of things. It doesn't die to everything. It trades with a lot of things. Look at it that way. Very, very good card. I don't think I would pick it over a final payment. I don't think I would pick it over a Sky Tether, so we're not going to keep it in frame. And this frame is already very, very full. Our rare is Precognitive Perception. Precognitive Perception is 3 blue for an instant at rare. Draw 3 cards. If you cast it during your main phase, then you get to scry 3 before you do so. It's fine. It's good. It's good. It's better than fine. It's good, I would say. You have to make sure that you're getting into the late game. You have to make sure that doing nothing on turn 5 isn't just the end of your world. And if it's not, then this card's pretty darn good. I think in some packs I'd be fairly okay first picking it. I don't think this is one of those packs. I think having the unconditional final payment removal, I think having Sky Tether, even Lizrog, maybe even Blade Juggler beats out Precognitive Perception. So I don't think I'm going to keep it in frame here. But keep in mind that it's there. Our foil is just an Arrestor Zeal. Single white mana for an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, but if you cast it in your main phase, it gets flying. Not part of the conversation, nor is our Azorius Guildgate or our token. So this is an interesting pack. I don't actually know what I would take here. We can bring Precognitive Perception back. I think I might be leaning towards final payment. It's just unconditional removal. A lot of people are going to get way too cute, and they're going to say, well, there's a Sky Tether and a Blade Juggler, so I don't want to take a black-white card. Remember, your signals don't matter in your first pack. The signals that you send don't matter. The person that you're sending that pack to is only going to send you one pack back, the second one. Once we get to pack 3, the person that you're feeding signals to no longer interacts with you. It's way more important that you read the signals from your right. And so I wouldn't get too concerned about what signals you're going to pass. The question is Lizrog worth sending some confusing signals for just one pack of signals back? And I don't think it is. I think the pick here is just final payment. It could arguably be Sky Tether to stay more open because this works in Azorius or Orzhov. But unconditional removal is unconditional removal. I think I'm going to take the final payment, but I definitely want to hear what you would take. Would you take the Sky Tether, the Lizrog, the Juggler, the Precognitive Perception? What would you take? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ShamanaLeek and patreon.com/ShamanaLeek, where if you are a $5 subscriber or above each month, you get entered each week to get all the cards out of the Crack-a-Pack. If you're going to head on over to inkedgaming.com and get yourself a playmat like this one that has an ink stain and I need to get replaced pretty soon, you can use the promo code ManaLeek10, all one word, 10 as the number, at checkout to get 10% off your order and help out the channel. Click that thumbs up button if you like the content, subscribe if you would like to see more, and if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next time.